maybe the stylist actually meant well and was trying to shape the hair and didn't maybe realize she was taking out that much. Either way, it still comes down to the onus of the stylist to explain that to the client. Look, I know you want 2 inches off, but in order to achieve a shape, we need to cut off more. So what do you want to do? Do you want us to just cut the 2 inches off and not worry too much about shaping? Or do you want an actual shape? That's the communication that should have happened. And that communication should have been initiated by the stylist. As usual, I am late to the party, but we have to talk about this. There's a lovely lady right here on YouTube called Somebody's Auntie. I think her real name is actually Jess. I'll be referring to her as Jess in this video. She was on the way to contest for the world's biggest afro to date. This is a woman with beautiful textured hair. For the most part, she does her hair herself. And obviously she knows 1 or 2 things because, I mean, she grew it that long, right?
A lot of people have been asking me to try to break the Guinness World Record for world's largest afro. A couple of months before the new year had hit, I put in an application. I finally just submitted the application. I submitted what my hair looks like picked out, which most of you guys know that when my hair is picked out, it looks a lot different than it does when it's like this. And so I got a confirmation email that my application was approved to break the record, to make an attempt. So I'm gonna make the attempt and I'm gonna bring everyone along with me.
Anyway, she decided, look, I'm gonna go to a hairstylist to get my ends trimmed 2 inches off, just to get it in good shape somewhat, for the shoot and for the actual competition. She hadn't been to the stylist for a while, and apparently she did her research and went to the stylist that she, settled on, did an hour-long consultation discussing what it is that she wanted for her hair. And the main thing was just to shape it up a little bit and just taking out 2 inches. And of course, she's going for a competition, so we know that she wants her length, right? So her appointment day comes, she heads out to the stylist, and the stylist chops off, literally, half of her length off. In my opinion, it's half of the length because when you look at what her hair was before the quote-unquote trim versus what it is now, that's more than 8 inches. We're looking at possibly 2 years plus of regrowth that you have to do. And I have a question here. Why? Just why? Before I get into my commentary, let's get into the video. So this is Jess's reaction post seeing the stylist. I will play it for you guys and then come back with my commentary.
I asked for a trim, guys, and unfortunately, that's not what happened. There was a miscommunication between myself and the hairstylist on the type of trim and cut that I wanted. That's not what happened.
That's not a trim.
There was a miscommunication between
too much hair in her hands
and the hair.
It almost looks like my hair when I was losing hair. It's a bunch of hair right there. That's not 2 inches.
I wanted to shape it, and Jesus, I do not know how this got lost in translation. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I'm at the space right now where I can talk about it without crying, which is a big deal. I have been having a hard time sleeping. I've been having a hard time just processing this whole thing. As many of you guys know, I'm going after the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's largest afro. We had a phone call. We made it clear that we weren't doing the whole let's get a whole thing healthy. We were just going to be taking about 2 inches off, and that I could come back in about a month or so, 2 months after I finish the project that I'm working on, that I could come back and get the rest of the hair that needed to come off. Somehow, some way, this is how we ended. I also know that in this moment, this is other people's experiences, and this is not okay, because this could be somebody's 13th reason. This could be somebody's reason for crashing out. You know, my hair shrunken, my braids shrunken, were sit right here. This is way more than 2 inches. This is more than 3 inches. This is more than 4 inches. It's 6 inches of shrunken hair gone. And, you know, there are things that I could have done better, right? I could have asked more questions. I thought that I did. We did phone call. I sent pictures. We did an 1.5-hour consultation. I was told to come with it shampooed and detangled with nothing in it, and that's what I did. We cannot assume that people understand us, and you know, this is just part of the testimony. It's part of the thing that's going to help carry me to move forward. I'm not going to give up on my dreams, because this is not a trim. This is not what I asked for. I know everyone can agree that this is not what I asked for, and you know, if I didn't do something right, then okay, I'm willing to learn. But I also think there just needs to be two-way accountability in these situations, because we can't just do whatever we want, and if we agree upon something, we need to stick to it. My feelings are hurt. I feel a little disrespected. I feel like I've been robbed. There's so many. I feel guilty. I feel a little stupid. I feel a little dumb. I should have known better. It's my job to protect my crown, and I didn't. And all of the other emotions. I actually am pretty stressed, and it's okay to admit that. But you stay blessed, and you do not stress. Okay, love you. Bye.
All right, so that is the follow-up video post the trim. Guys, it's a cut. Just imagine how traumatic that is for someone. I just don't know where to start with this. I have seen people overcut hair, but that is way too much hair to chop off someone's head without their consent, really. And after a long consultation, especially, you know, you're being filmed, so I really can't understand why. I know it's easy for us to say, oh, she got Caesar happy, or she's jealous. And when I'm trimming my hair myself, I do get Caesar happy, right? It's easy to get Caesar happy, 1. Number 2, with textured hair, unless it's stretched for the trim, you need to be really careful, because in its shrunken state, what looks like 2 inches could be 4 inches because it's shrunken, right? And just underneath that video, there's a lot of, you know, sympathy, empathy, encouragement for her. Someone says, I don't know how many ways you can communicate with the stylist, how they should do your hair. This saddens my heart. Praying for you, my lovely. And I agree. Like, yes, Jess is sort of justifying, saying maybe she could have communicated better or asked more questions. And honestly, I disagree. 1 hour consultation is it's more than enough to communicate. And someone here also asked a question. My question is, does the stylist know you're hurt and how you feel? You're very beautiful. You know how to grow your hair. It will grow back. Stay encouraged, lovely. And Jess actually responded saying, I spoke to her the next day, meaning the stylist. I told her I feel embarrassed. Girl, don't even be. It's not your fault. You've done nothing wrong. She was very apologetic, and to say to you that I'm yearning for more information is an understatement. I need to hear more than sorry, right? I need some kind of explanation as to why this lady that you know is going for a competition has lost half her length. Let's back up a bit. It's easy, okay? A lot of people are just saying the stylist is jealous. Right? The stylist is jealous. She's envious. You know, someone actually said she didn't smile in all of the video, and I'll show you the video just now that people are talking about where the consultation was being done. And my question is, I understand jealousy, fair enough, but is there something else here at play? Is there a level of incompetence? Is there a lack of care? Is there negligence there involved? Is there a lack of professionalism? Because the communication was there. I definitely can't say in an hour's consultation to get 2 inches. We're not getting a hair assessment. She actually said in the video that we're going to come back later, months later, and chop off more and get it healthy or whatever. So this cut trim was just to take 2 inches off, kind of shape the hair, get her into the competition, and then revisit the hair later, right? I saw a comment a bit earlier. I don't know if I can find it, but the comment said something like, the stylist should have explained to you that when you ask for shaping, it involves more than a trim. And it got me thinking, okay, let's not just blame the stylist, right? It's your fault, you didn't listen. But it could be that when you say you want your hair shaped, it takes more than 2 inches away. Fair enough. Okay, so maybe the stylist actually meant well and was trying to shape the hair and didn't maybe realize she was taking out that much. Either way, it still comes down to the onus of the stylist to explain that to the client. Look, I know you want 2 inches off, but in order to achieve a shape, we need to cut off more. So what do you want to do? Do you want us to just cut the 2 inches off and not worry too much about shaping? Or do you want an actual shape? That's the communication that should have happened. And that communication should have been initiated by the stylist. So apparently, shaping involves some level of cutting, which is fair enough. But I mean, we're amateurs out here. We're just Black women that take care of our hair at home. I don't know the terminology. I don't know the technicalities. You need to explain to me as a professional what it takes to get a shape versus just 2 inches. Because I'm sure Jess would have preferred just the 2 inches. I don't want to say I'm sure, but I would presume that she would want just the 2 inches off so that she has her length and then come back to the shaping later or trimming more like they had agreed initially. I know you mentioned the stylist name, but the salon and city should be called out so people know not to go there because of what the stylist did. Make him lose customers. That will teach them. Look, I have always been about bridging the gap. I mean, we have just sort of come out of the black girl curl, what are they called? Those stylists, right? They're no oil, no butter stuff. We're just kind of coming out of that. And now this. And fair enough, people are hurt with her. I'm hurt for her, right? But I don't think this is the route to take to get them to lose business and all that. But I feel like the gap should be bridged between hairstylists and Black women. Someone here says, learn to trim your own hair. You won't have to deal with a scissor happy, jealous, envious stylist. Look, that's a lot of names. The thing here is a lot of us spend years at home looking after our hair. Jess just wanted a professional to do her hair for once, right? It's like if you get a massage from your husband at home every night, for example, and one day you think you want to go to a spa, get pampered, get the candles, get extra care. That is okay. Can't Black women want more out of personal care or self-care? Like, I don't understand why we should be the ones confined to our own house, learning how to trim, learning how to whatever. Yes, it's a good idea, but some of us are really not that savvy. We're not that switched on, And if every other race can walk into a salon and get attended to, why can't a Black woman? So for me, it's one thing. Yes, at this time, I agree. Let's learn to look after our own hair, but when are we going to bridge that gap where we can actually trust stylists? Let's get into the video for the consultation, right? I'll play, it's very long, so I'll play bits of it and then make commentary because some things are dodgy here about the stylist, and I'm not reaching. Maybe I am, but listen for yourself.
Tools on there as they develop because they just work better.
Mhm.
And who wants to struggle. Yeah. I mean, you have to get out of your comfort zone and try new things. I mean, that's just how life is, especially if you're going to be progressive.
There's a lot of pulling and brushing and pulling the hair up and leaving it alone. Anyone who has a hair that is long, we do not pull it up, forward, shake it anyhow. We work in sections, one, and we encourage the hair down. Because tangles, they're gonna come. And you will not be able to detangle it because it will lock, and then you have to cut it off. Which is what happened here. I feel like there's something she did that made it so that it's like she was overwhelmed and ended up cutting more.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. And that was also sometimes one of my fears of going to the salon when they, because essentially people want you to come with no product in your hair, freshly washed. And I know that because my hair is so long, that might cause, like there have been times where like I would detangle my hair, do this whole thing, not put anything in it, and it's gonna just turn into a huge lock, And so that's also something that makes me nervous about
if you don't put any products in it, yes, it will lock, but you always should put a leave-in.
Right.
Always.
I don't ever not step out anywhere with no product in my hair.
Yeah, but even if somebody tells you to do that, they mean you need to detangle your hair with a leave-in, and if they didn't say it, you have to know better.
Right.
Everybody has to know better. That
we were talking about this last night.
Come with no product.
Yeah.
No product doesn't mean a leave-in.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if they weren't specific about it, then you have to know for yourself that a leave-in is the minimal. Even if it's a spray leave-in, anything that's going to soften it up and help you to detangle, period, because you're not going to detangle your hair dry, and you're not going to detangle your hair.
Well, I don't do anything with my hair when it's dry, honestly.
Exactly.
So
she is now blaming her. It's your fault that your hair is tangling up on itself. Meanwhile, the stylist is the one who said, wash your hair, detangle your hair, and come to me with no product on. She's like, oh, she changes her mind here. She's like, oh, but you should know that when we say no product, we mean at least a leave-in. I'm sorry. Is there a guide somewhere that I should be looking at? Like what? It's either no product or product. It's either leave-in or no leave-in. You should have said, just put a leave-in, and that's it. That's it. That's negligent. That's negligent on the stylist part. I can't get my words out, but that is her fault. Now that she's causing those tangles, she wants to put it on Jess. Low blow.
I asked my dermatologist about this too. He wanted to put me on minoxidil.
Yeah.
And I was gonna do it, but then I heard that once you're on minoxidil, you have to stay on it.
That's not true. So minoxidil does work while you're using it, but you can wean yourself off of it as your hair gets healthier and you are doing other natural things to supplement your hair to grow. Vitamins, and there's all kinds of vitamins, not just biotin, all the vitamins, A, B, D, and E, Those are the vitamins supplements that you should take, or find them in foods to help your hair grow. And also biotin as well. But minoxidil is just a solution that will help the growth, accelerate the growth. And the more you use it, it will help the follicle get healthier so that it can grow. Basically, that inflammation around your hair that's causing it to break off from whatever, if you have braids and pulled it, you had traction hair.
Everybody knows that minoxidil can grow your hair. However, it blocks what's that hormone? DHT. I think it's the one that causes baldness. I think. I may not be 100% correct, but it stops a certain hormone which encourages hair growth, which means that when you stop minoxidil, your hair will stop growing and the hair that you grew out will fall out. So I don't know where she's getting that information, but that's incorrect.
meaning your cuticle, nothing is getting in there. It's everything is being on top of your hair shaft, and it will like smooth and make it shiny and stuff, but it's no nutrients is getting into your hair. So that also makes your hair brittle over time.
Since when does hair absorb nutrients? I'm sorry. I think hair is dead, and what absorbs the nutrients is the scalp. I believe. I may be wrong, but hair, no. Hair does not absorb nutrients. Am I wrong? You guys comment in the section below. I'm just getting a vibe of just careless talk. I am incredibly heartbroken for Jess. I don't know. Initially, I thought the stylist was jealous, but I think that she got herself in this mess by playing around in her hair and not putting it back in order, in twists, in sections, some kind of order so that it doesn't tangle up on itself. Now she's got lots of tangles at the ends that she cannot untangle, and she ends up hacking the hair. I'm sort of leaning towards that reason rather than the jealousy one, because if you're being filmed by an influencer, okay, that's an opportunity for you to advertise your business, you know, put yourself out there in a positive manner. So I don't know why she would sabotage herself and her business by allowing herself performing like this online. So that's why I'm thinking it's something that she didn't intend to do, but got caught up with it as she was trimming the hair. I don't know. You guys let me know. So in my opinion, this is a hot mess. This is something that we need to talk about. Stylists and Black women, we need to talk about what's going on here. And do better. Do better with each other. Do better for each other. And be safe around each other. Like, no one wants to go see a stylist after this. Nobody. Anyway, I don't know if you can hear my baby crying, but I'm out of here.